I'm looking forward to grey hair, mate. Silver fox, mate. You kidding? Come on.
That's married and kids, mate. I tell you, just do that.
True. I'm trying to hack the system. Get a couple of greys. Maybe I should wear a ring on my ring finger.
I don't.
Why?
I just don't.
Okay.
Zoe does. I have a name tattooed on me though, so.
Okay. So that's how you.
And
Fair.
Zoe's got a big tattoo here of the Yorkshire Rose and my name.
That's actually beautiful.
That was our anniversary present.
Tattoos of each other?
No, she did it because I did it on me when we got married, but she did it like just as a surprise. Massive piece on her arm.
There you go. Wow.
Wish someone would. Now we can't get divorced.
Wish someone would love me enough to tattoo on me. Actually, my dad has a tattoo of my 24-year-old face on his arm. There you go.
Really?
Yeah. He's got Steph, and Chris.
Oh, that's cute. Yeah. I'm gonna do my whole arm. I want to do that. I want to have the kids. I want to have like a life story. I might treat myself when Carlton win a flag.
Love that. Does Charlie make the cut on the tattoo?
100% Charlie will be like here.
Very good. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Blue Abroad Show, the very, 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 very first Blue Abroad Show after a final and after a finals win. Get out of here. Wake me up.
Crazy. Terry, usually at this stage, I'm trying to convince you that pick 7 will make us be here this time next year.
Well, it's funny. This time last year, we were talking about guys like Ollie Hollins and, the need to reassure up the wing, and Akers was the chat. And so what do you do? But how have you taken this? We cover it extensively week to week, day to day. Forget the content for a second, just to be a supporter and to follow it as much as we all do so much, and to always be looking for something to pick apart that's not working because we want to improve to get to finals football and contend. And then to sort of be here and be able to take a step back and like, what are we going to pick out? Like, they know what they're doing. They're doing the thing in front of us. Like, how have you absorbed where we are today?
I think I don't know. I'm trying to say it without a level of arrogance, but it feels like validation. Like I think sometimes, like, whether you do content, whether you're just a fan, whether you pay money, whether you do whatever, I think there's an element of love goes into what you're doing it for. Because at the end of the day, if you were a fan in 2018, that must have been love. Do you know what I mean? Like, you weren't doing that because you enjoyed football. But it feels like there's a validation. It's like there's a payoff, isn't there? There's kind of like a payoff that it feels like, for me personally, I have done this show with you on the back of a 70-point loss. I've done this show with you when we've just missed out on finals and then shared off Bryce Gibbs, right? I have done this show with you and with the fans watching at the moment in some shit times. And somehow now I can actually say, okay, that was worth it, because now I'm experiencing this and it makes it okay. So it feels like now I can go through another rebuild at some point in time because we've had these moments.
Yeah.
Because now I know what it's like to be high.
Yeah. And, well, that's the thing. No, you don't. No, we don't. Like, for us, this is as good as it's been. For a lot of us, this is as good as it's been. And then, we've got the generation who support this club, who have seen a lot of success. Like, what do we do? Like, what? We're going to go all the way, whether it's this year or next year, whatever. Like, mate, what do we do then? Like, to live in that moment, it's so hard to stay mindful because you want it so bad. It's there in front of you, and then it's tense, and then you watch the replay, and then instantly it becomes a memory, like, for a lifetime. instantly becomes a memory, and it's so beautiful. That's what it all is. It's the essence of it all.
You've got to enjoy every second of it, haven't you? Because
Yeah.
like that's how I'm trying to view
Yeah.
it. Like you say, trying to take it all in. Just enjoy every moment of it, every high, every low, every goal against, every goal for. I mean, I love finals. That's probably my favorite time of football.
Yeah.
And I've never been part of it apart from once. So and I didn't really care. I know it sounds horrible, but I wasn't really as invested as I am now.
Yep.
And it was just so exciting. Like that watch along was pure vibes. Like it probably goes marriage, birth of kids, Chera kicking the goal with me busting out the Chera song. That order.
Man, the crowd. Like, to be there and see or watch at home and see what 10 years of built up, it's really longer than 10 years, but let's just say 10 years since the final, but 10 years of built up support and hope. And it was just all there. It was all there on display. And I even think we as the crowd will as much as the players will get used to finals atmosphere, so will we, and we will get better at it as well.
You, you know, I don't want to like. I do get carried away. I'll hold my hand up sometimes, but without trying to get carried away. I watched all the finals this week, like intrinsically, because I'm covering them on my show as an impartial, apart from ours. But I actually felt like we played a final before. The way we played and acquitted ourselves, particularly when we decided to try and gift them the game, which is the Carlton of old. There was them Carlton moments. It was how we acquitted ourselves and dusted ourselves down. It felt like we were an experienced final side. And I don't think it should be understated that had we lost that game, the narrative would have always been, okay, Carlton have got there, but the next step is winning a final. And then they're going to have to go deep. And have they got that in them? The media now would have been saying, are Carlton going to look elsewhere to bring in the finals experience? Because that shows Sydney beat them because they were a grand finalist last year.
Yeah.
Suddenly, overnight, in a space of 10 minutes in that fourth quarter, they rewrote the script. Now we've got 23 players who have all won a final for Carlton Football Club instantly in one swoop. They've done it now. They've got it out of the system. They now come into this week against a side that recently they've beaten, right? They've had an impressive week, Carlton have, against a very strong and unrelenting Swan side. Melbourne have got their problems, and now the narrative changes. We had everything to lose this week because we were the 5th best side versus the 8th best side. Now it's us against history. Melbourne always win this fixture historically in the AFL. It's hard to do when you're the weaker of the two sides. So we've got a huge, huge, huge chance here now to right another wrong, book another trend. And that's what these boys seem to like doing. We are the trend bookers this year. When you doubt us, we do it. And I've already seen them start peddling that. Semis, it's always the higher ranked side that goes through.
Yep.
And you know what? They've got 4 quarters to do the unthinkable because the week after it gets even more exciting. I already know the narrative. Gabba. They haven't lost at the Gabba this year, Brisbane. They've not lost. It's the fortress.
True. See, this sort of stuff gets me going. So this is from Fon. I've seen grand finals in the past. I can categorically say that being at the game on Friday night was just as good as I've seen in the past. Go Baggers! Like I can't make that comment because I don't remember 95. I wasn't old. I was 4. It's not relative to my experience. So I can only trust the words that I've just read. But I've seen a lot of that sentiment. And the other thing that I really enjoyed seeing was, I'm going to give Carlton Twitter some love. I loved seeing selfies, or on Instagram, whatever. I loved seeing selfies of people with their children. Now, I don't have children, but I can imagine bringing a life into this world and, bringing them into your experience, and like going to Carlton games would be, I can imagine it being magical because you have your own family with you, and to have all that discussion around, the kids, they've told me, why'd you make me go for Carlton? And then like to see it turn together and to see those photos and those images, very special.
Having kids is all right, Terry. Just downplay it. No, mate, you're spot on. It's nice. I mean, my little ones probably hate being a Carlton fan at times. Obviously, when you're at school, you get bullied, don't you, if your team's shit. So they're enjoying being able to say that I support Carlton. My daddy does Carlton content on YouTube, and look, we're winning.
Daddy's
we're winning.
YouTuber. Daddy's a YouTuber.
I'm the cool dad, you see. I'm the dad all the dads aspire to be. But no, you're right, Terry. I mean, it's a great time. And for those at home as well who haven't got tickets, right, I'm not Ticket Tech, but I'm giving away Captain's Club premium seats to the Carlton watch along on this channel with me. Do you know what I mean? We've got a bring your own beer license, bring your own food. Do you know what I mean? Bring your partner, bring someone else's partner. It's a lot more fun if you don't get caught. Sit down and watch Uncle Pommy call 23 people from Melbourne biscuit ass. Do it together.
I promise you, biscuit ass is... what's my favorite? Biscuit ass. Biscuit ass is my favorite. What do we call? Is it a pomology? What's the word like for a like?
It's I suppose it's a colloquialism. Is the technical English for it?
Pomoclialism. I don't know. It's just it gets me going. Like even from back in the day, like David Teague sitting there, biscuit ass.
You know what? Someone made me feel sick on Twitter.
Pomerism. That's the one. Pomerism. That's the one. Yep.
Can I just say, someone made me feel sick on Twitter the other day when someone said that we should give a big thanks to David Teague for this team. I actually felt physically sick. I was like, for fuck's sake, can't get away from the guy.
Oh, God. Channel Blano with the $5 says Carlton versus Collingwood grand final. Lock it in. Charlie to kick the winning goal in the last 30 seconds. Mate, it's the prophecy. Everything comes full. The pendulum of life swings. That's what happens. So it's Jamie Elliott running into open goal to end Carlton season. Charlie Curnow running into open goal to end Collingwood season in the granny. Like
Wouldn't it be great if from now, like this week, Jesse Motlop kicks a goal out of the pack with 12 seconds left to beat the D's by 5.
True.
Right.
Hey, that's deep. That's
Carlton,
deep.
Carlton 30 down in the granny versus Pies. And then Carlton just come on a surge with 20 minutes to go.
Yeah. Fuck.
Jack Martin returns after his suspension in the granny, runs in and kicks the winner.
My God. It's wild. Should we play the fan cams compilation? Let's do it. Take a break. Stand by, everyone. It was just so much fun. Hang on. Hello and welcome to the fan cams. After the Blues win their first elimination final against the Sydney Swans. Epic scenes, mate. 11 goals, 874 to 9 goals, 1468. Mate.
Carlton boys, we're on a bender. Watch us march in September. How fucking good, man. Like, never a doubt. You can't fight destiny, people. Look at the boys. Cripper. Once Cripper kicked that goal, that was literally the underlying moment. So proud of them. Finals football. You can analyse that game till the cows come on, but fuck me.
The vibes are up. Oh, I'm bringing the boys in. Hang on a minute. on! Get him on! Get him on! Hey, mate.
That was so good. Oh my god, I can't stop crying. Hey, cheers. Fucking cheers.
Yamas.
Yamas. Oh. Wow. I need to breathe. I actually need to calm down. I had to go and have 2 Advil.
How you going, bro?
Oh, mate, how good's that?
Bro. Was that the most Carlton win or what?
It was only going to go one way.
We couldn't. When we hit 5 goals up, I was like, nah, this is too easy. It's too easy, bro. It had to come back. And credit to Sydney, they know finals footy. They brought finals footy. And we stood up, man. Maturity. We spoke about maturity all season. And maturity is what got us over the line in the end, I think, man.
Straight up. Bro, that noise, man, tonight, that crowd, that's what finals footy is, eh? Bro, we pulled 92k against an interstate team, Terry.
Word.
That's the Carlton Football Club.
Terry, like we just won an elimination final. Go up the baggers, mate. Come on, Terry. It's huge. Up the baggers, Terry. Come on. Bring on Melbourne. Let's go, Terry. Have a good night, Terry.
Oh mate, it was fucking beautiful. It was beautiful for me.
It was
It was such a great atmosphere too.
Thank fuck. I swear to God. I am absolutely lucky not to be in a fucking Epworth hospital bed right now. I don't know if I could have taken that defeat if that happened. That was hard.
Seriously, I've only witnessed 3 finals in my time, like, and that takes the cake. Honestly, like, that was more inspirational than the Richmond game that we won, in my opinion.
From Osaka here in Japan.
Wow.
Wow, what a game. I can't believe that it's September and as a Carlton fan, we're still watching footy.
Just got big game players, I reckon. And like all of them, not just the stars, mate. It was unreal. Very, very great night. My dad and sister were there. They flew down. And I was just stuck in the house by myself watching it. And that was pretty stressful, and then as soon as the siren went, I called Dad. Yeah, it was just unreal.
It's so nice. It takes so many question marks. It shuts everyone up before it could begin, mate. We won the final. We won a final.
You get the gist. It's too good of a vibe that it's just breaking down the internet, mate.
On my screen, I don't know if it happened to anyone else, but Legdog made what really sounded like an orgasm noise.
He's like, oh.
And it froze on his face doing an orgasm face, and then there was no sound. So it just tickled me. I was like, oh, well, Legdog enjoyed himself.
It's Joe's Wi-Fi. I love that this has become a thing.
Oh,
too good. Nah, you know what? Yeah, so I've got it on the channel, so just watch it after this and see the rest of it. I watch them, man. I make them and then I watch them every week, and that one's just. How can you be anything other than grateful? Seriously, for everything.
As someone not grateful, I don't know. I don't know. Times are good. Times are good.
Look at what's been done. Look at what's been built. This club, and this supporter base. Yeah, and I think the gravity of all these memories becomes more heightened the longer you live past them. Like you don't. I don't know. Can you really truly feel a moment until it's gone?
It's the song, isn't it? You don't really know what you got till it's gone.
Hmm.
In paradise. Yeah, no, I'm with you, man. No, I think you're spot on. It's about enjoying these moments, man. That's the big thing for me.
Yes.
You've got to enjoy these moments. Like as I've got older, you kind of take for granted when times are good, and then you piss and moan about the times that are bad, and you sometimes don't appreciate the good things you've got. Like this is grouse, man. Like Jesus, I have seen some bad times. We've seen some dark times, Terry. We've seen some dark times.
You don't know what it was like, man.
Like that's why I'm going grey. I'm like, one of them wheelchaired Vietnam vets in the corner of a bar by the jukebox, going, "You weren't there.
You weren't there, man."
It's pretty good.
So look, let's talk about the game. Let's talk about Friday, other than like the emotional event that it was. And everyone's probably watched the replay now a couple of times. What do you think about with Friday night and the way we did it? And yeah, where is your head at? So chat, as we always do, 3 words to summarize Friday night. Pommy, how do you watch it? How do you think about the game now?
I think definitely, just like I said earlier with you, it's the ability that these boys now have had to become a winning side. Like I think for a final it was tense from the watch-along's perspective, but I don't think I was ever concerned. Like there is a real sense of almost calming from these boys. I know people are saying they were stressed and stuff. From what I was watching, it felt like there's a bit of a surety about them. There's a bit of you kind of know what you're going to get as well. Like from the opening bounce, it was the ability to put tackles and lay tackles, and they looked up for it. They came out of the blocks hard, and the boys just seem to take their moments. They understand their moments, and the growth in these boys now from being a real fumbly side. Like we go back to David Teague. Do you remember when we laugh about the Adelaide game now and stuff? We can laugh about it, Terry. But you remember we always had them double chances. GWS lost, and then we were still in finals. And we kept doing that thing. To be 11-0 from leading at the third quarter under this side is insane. Like, that is what you see as a good side, a side that has done the job and then can finish the job. And we've started to build that. There's something really nice about that. Like, I actually think it's quite a therapeutic thing watching Carlton, and I've never thought, as the king of the watch-along, I never thought I'd sit here and tell you that it's a therapeutic thing. I find it quite therapy.
A great word. It was therapeutic. Yeah. Yeah. And I loved that Carlton Media put out the clip of Vossi's post-game address to the team, where he spoke about, the first half was really execution, and that second half, a lot of that was heart. And having watched the final the night before, I was grateful for that, because I was like, okay, like I've watched finals every year. I watch it every year, but this year, obviously, because we were there, kind of prepared me for the heat of the battle. And yeah, the thing I was harping on about in my reality of watching them was the start and how long it would take to settle into the final, get the first couple of goals, and then relax into it. And if we were going to absorb any damage in the process of that, but we kicked the first 2. So it was just the dream start. After the wait that we had to get there, we actually had the dream start. And I wasn't expecting it, because I was ready for anything but a dream start. And so, yeah, and can't help but feel that they're ready. Like, how can they not be ready? They've had the ultimate apprenticeship to get there. And my other question to you is, do you draw on any games that we've played in particular that prepared us for this?
You know what I think prepared them for this?
Round 23?
And it might totally be against what everyone else thinks. I think what prepared them for it was that Essendon game. The loss. I think they will have they will never experience pressure like that, where the team loses the fan base to that extent. Because I think they lost everyone to an extent. They didn't. Not everyone spat and vilified. That's horrible. But I think they lost a lot of people, and I think they felt that. I think they felt the disconnect. So I think that is the worst pressure they'll ever feel. Can you imagine being that player? They would have left the ground that day thinking, fuck, everyone hates us. Everyone hates us, and this is where we are. That's suddenly Papley chasing you, putting a bit of pressure on you, kicking 4 goals in a row. That's fuck all. So I think that has probably prepared them and broke. I think that's why they're 11-0 from being quarter to 3. They've lost everything. Do you know what I mean? The old Mike Tyson phrase that God tests a man by giving them everything to see how they react and then taking it all away. These boys had everything taken away from them. Everything. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? That's the one thing that this fan base has always done. There's always been a loud enough voice, even when they carry Bryce Gibbs off, that will show you a picture of Bryce Gibbs in the cheer squad and go, it's a good cat, though. He's all right. It's all right. Do you know what I mean? There's always been excuses for them. That time there wasn't. So then they were only left with each other. And that was probably very important because you can see now they play for each other, don't they? They really do. And we just done the player rating. And I heard Luke Hodge saying, Carlton keep finding a way. And now, for the first time ever, their stars don't perform. Someone else does. And that's a togetherness that's been united from that Essendon game. They hit rock bottom and they realise at the end of the day, all they have out there in reality is themselves. We're just a benefit, but they need each other. And you know what? That's that. I'd be scared. The one team I wouldn't want to play in finals is us. The rest, I can make a case of why you could beat them. I just think mentally you can't beat us because I don't think it's possible to.
Yeah. We have such a powerful backing behind us. So do the Pies. But the Pies have been there. Like we are giving our absolute everything. It's you know what? My 3 words for this game is outer body experience. It's probably 4 words, but you get what I'm saying. OBE. Remove the O. It was an out of body experience. I promise you. I was there. I was present. I was feeling it. And I felt the roar after. But it was this last few days has just been like it's like something. It's like I'm watching myself live. You know,
mate. No, I think you're spot on. There's something magical, like really truly magical. Like I'm like you, Terry. I've watched every final. To be part of it was just. That was the tits, man. Like, I'm built for that final. And I think we are as a football club, the do or die. This is like our entire journey in the rebuild has always been kind of like an elimination final. Yeah. The media praises when we're going well. The minute something goes wrong, Sauce is rubbish. Bolton's rubbish. Cripps isn't good. Kerno's a waste of a draft pick. It's always been do or die. There's never been grey. It's always black and white. And this is what the finals are. Their entire AFL career has been black and white. No grey. And so they're built for this. This is what they've been born in. They have been cultivated, moulded by atrocity and hardship. And now they are in the hardest battle. And how do you kill something that's got no fear? It's hard.
Mm-hmm. What was your, well, maybe we'll just open up the discussion, the moments that mattered. What were the moments that mattered for you? Whether it was what you saw during the game on the field or a little piece of footage off the field or behind, like what were some of the moments that mattered, Pommy? And then you guys at home, I'll put some of your chat, your comments on the screen.
Cripper invoking former captains of old like Judd, Trent Cotchin to do them stand-up moments. That was a big moment from a big player, and that excited me. I really enjoyed that moment. I've got to say, I thought that was that was a coming of age. That was Cripps fulfilling part of his birthright. The next is doing that in a granny. But I felt that was so poignant. I also think just Cottrell and his work rate, a player that was taken, as a pre-draft supplement pick many moons ago now, not regarded as an A grader. I think being that B, just standing up in a final, one of our B grade players being the hero, says where we are as a football team, doesn't it? That we're no longer stop Cripps, stop Carlton. Now you stop Cripps. There's that guy called Charlie. You stop them two, Doc will get you. Cherry will get you. Walsh will get you. Fuck, you've stopped them. Cottrell will now get you. Newman will get you. Sard will get you. That's what turned me on. The fact that the players you would have picked to be the superstars this game weren't. It was the guys you didn't pick. And that's what teams are going to be doing. Teams are going to be saying, right, stop Cripps, stop Walsh. Oh, shit, Akers has killed us. Oh, shit, Cottrell's killed us. It's impossible.
It is impossible. I'm trying to get this photo up. Where is it? Yeah, the tackle on Goulden by Cottrell, inspirational. Inspirational. Walshy spoil. Yeah, this was interesting. Yeah, Sydney's banner falling down. I'd never seen that happen live before. It did happen in the 2018 grand final. Obviously, I wasn't there. Did that come up on the broadcast?
Mate, you can't fight fate, mate. You can't fight destiny. And that was the universe telling you. Sorry, Sydney, you fuck. Something will happen to Melbourne this week. Don't worry.
Yeah, it will. It will. Yeah, I love this one. Akers holding his arm before laying a tackle. Oh, look at this photo up, man. Hang on. Maybe I can do it like this.
Everyone's worried about Akers.
Mate, the guy's
Come
fine.
on.
He's
Come
fine.
on. Akers is as hard as a coffin nail.
Let's just... If this loads... It's not loading, is it?
Ah! What's that under my desk? What is that?
Oh, here we go. Okay, great. Now, this is the moment for me. I just want to like zoom in a little bit. So just look at some of this body language, right? Look at some of this. Like you look at the faces, bit of a smile there from Cunners, loving his moment. Look at the determination on this guy's face, mate. Look at that. That is a man willing to die. It makes the hairs on my arm stick out. It gets me going.
Mate, he is a man who is ready to punch a wall, isn't he? He's ready.
You know what? And he had a bit of a reputation for playing well in finals because he ended the season last year pretty well, played very well in their final for Freo. Man, he's just... We're very easy to please, aren't we? Just play well in a final. Like he and Cottrell now.
It's nice to hear, though, isn't it?
Yep. Absolutely, it is.
You've got to. You've also got to honestly watch. Like it was Uncle Colin who did the "Welcome to the Country," didn't he? Like that was. I love that. But what really I enjoyed about that whole moment, because we did that, and we always stay silent during the national anthem. It's a POM thing. We can't talk during the national anthem, but I like observing the faces. And like I say, Cripps, little tear in his eye, steely focus. You could see it meant something to him. And that's huge. I can't tell you. Being patriotic is something that's frowned upon nowadays, but it says a lot to me. It says a lot about you. That is a huge, huge moment. And Cripps looked like a man who he was living destiny. It was, he'd climbed Everest. That was his Everest. He could see the summit. And I knew he was going to have a big moment. And that inspired me, because you could see him. He understood the severity of what was about to occur.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well,
look at Frank Gardner. You can't trust anyone whose surname sounds like a job.
Very good. It's amazing how many opposition supporters watch this channel. I'm truly grateful for it. Not going to lie.
I
Maybe
think
we
he's a
could start.
Geelong man. Oh, he is.
He is a Geelong man. They're great. We love
Frank,
the Cats.
I was on one of your channels yesterday. I was really complimentary about Geelong. I should have taken it back.
So the votes were in from the coaches. As you can see here, Blake Acres was judged best of field. Sam Walsh with the 8. Tom McCartan got some love for Sydney. Matty Cottrell, Errol Goulden. He was sensational, mate. He's a star. And then Chera and Sard. Not enough love for Wiedering. Not enough love for Wiedering. Yeah,
Disgrace.
not enough. Not enough.
Vossi, come and see me.
This is the sort of behaviour that doesn't get him an All-Australian jacket, you know?
Mate, Tom McCartan's fair. He curbed the best there is.
Yep.
There was a lot of Errol Goulden love in chat. There was.
Oh, Errol. I love Errol.
You know what I mean?
I love Errol.
Like Mardy. I love Mardy, but he's asking. I mean, I booed Mardy. I'm going to be honest with you. I booed the fuck out of Papley. I was horrible to him. You know what I mean? Like Papley was copying it. Absolutely copying it. And so was Goulden. He can get fucked. I was like, no one's named the kid Errol since the 13th century. Sort it out.
Well, we have an injury update. So Harry Mackay, obviously, with a concussion. He's entered protocols. So that's 12 days that he cannot play. So essentially, that'll just be this week. Harry. We'll touch on Harry in a minute. Let's just get through this. Jack Silvani with the knee. He's ready. Will be a test to play. He's going to play. It's just
Jack
set up.
Silvani. Just picture the scene, right? Not many people in life ever get the opportunity to physically, like actually viscously be able to prod, touch, smell, eat destiny, right? Jack Silvani, he sits down at dinner over family and he's the only one who has played over 100 games and not played in a final, not won a final, not been to a grand, not even played a final. Imagine Friday night, Jack Silvani, remortgage your house, stick that fucker, that remortgage on Jack Silvani, kick in 2 or more, and thank me for making a property portfolio, right? Do you know what I mean? Don't tell your wife, just do it, and then surprise her with 8 houses when it's $8 or something. Jack Silvani's going to tear it up on Friday.
It's a prophecy. We don't make the rules.
Gamble responsibly, then I can't be sued.
Always gamble responsibly. Now, Dirds, he experienced a hamstring strain at training. He's unavailable for the season. That'll be him. He also had a really bung shoulder. You know what? It was actually a pretty fair effort for him to get just back to playing another game, considering the shoulder had popped out. So that'll be the end of his season, which is unfortunate. But you know, it's a long game. It is. Careers go by pretty quickly, but it's a long game, and I think he's acquitted himself pretty well to the club since he got here. Let's talk about Harry. We did touch on him in the ratings, and I think it's important to reinforce the point about him. Watching the game, frustrated in the moments, and instantly our mind goes to the misses. When I watch the replay, mate, he literally goal assisted the first 2 goals. He brought everything that went near him to ground or our advantage, used his body, did all the selfless stuff. And you know what? Even when he got knocked out, that was out of desperation to impact the contest. And we are going to miss him. And we just need to get around him. I know it's frustrating, but on the one hand, you'll say he's going to cost us a final. But on the other hand, he will win us a final. No doubt. He's crucial to winning a flag.
A very wise man once said on this show, can't a bloke just be out of form? And I don't often get pissed off with the... Well, that's a lie. I do get pissed off with the fan base.
Get so pissed off with the
hey, trust me, I have self-awareness. Like when a player comes out and says that he's struggling and then he's backed up by his vice captain, I'm just baffled at times. Like I'm just baffled at how anyone can be annoyed with him because he was actually being fantastic throughout the game. Like you say, 7 score involvements in the first half. That's obscene. Like that for a key forward, that's obscene numbers.
Yep.
You saw Kerno's game get affected.
Yep.
The misses, let's not sugarcoat them. I've watched them back and I can quite happily laugh at them. At the time, as chat will validate, who watched the watch along, we have a special rule. It's called the POM mental health rule. When a player does something completely fucking stupid, I just give them the 6 points because it's good for my mental health. So Carlton were 12 points better at some stages in that game, just for my own psychological approach. It's the same with Kemp when Kemp decided to handball to Luke Parker on the goal line. I didn't count that 6 points. It didn't happen because I can't see it. But he's struggling. But I don't know. I feel it from his point of view. I can guarantee this. One of them goes through, he's fine. He's now at the stage where he needs to fall through the line.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, the best case scenario is he comes back against Brisbane. The ball comes in, he goes to mark it, he falls over, it comes off his boot and it goes through. And we're like, okay, he's got a goal. It's good. It's fine.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because his first game was against Brisbane and he kicked 3 goals in his first game from memory. And I don't know why, but I made the link in my head that it's a good team for him to play against. Just like Cottrell plays well against Sydney. Jack Silvani has had quite a few good games against the Ds. And I think the Lions, hopefully we get there, inshallah. Harry loves the Lions. And then we'll worry about what happens after that. So, yeah, it's unfortunate. He got himself back into the team, pretty early considering where he was with the knee. And he'll miss with concussion and, whatever. We'll see him again.
Harry will have a part to play.
Yep.
I mean, you don't just go shit overnight. Like that's what annoys me. Like it's funny how this game works, YouTube, with you, Terry, because like 3 years ago, people were telling me get rid of Charlie because Harry's run the Coleman.
Get what you can for Charlie.
and we'll just continue with Harry and Levi.
Yeah.
And now everyone's saying, get rid of Harry and let's bring Levi back. Like, I'm so fucking confused, bro. I have no idea what's going on anymore. But, nah, he'll be all right. I feel for him. It's like, I mean, it's... I do want to raise an interesting point, though. Now, if you go back and watch the replay, his second one, he has the set shot. Watch him. He's already angled to the right-hand side. Right? And then it starts right. And I think it came down in my mate's front garden who lives in Richmond. Right? About 2 minutes before that, at the start of the third, the ball came in and Nick Blakey spoiled it. And he actually clips the back of his head. Now, I am just wondering, did he get a slight concussion then? And was it a delayed concussion? Because if you watch him, when he goes backwards, he kind of like doesn't look set. He looks like he's kind of all over the place. But you watch his first one, he's aiming right. Like it's almost like he's not fully where he is. Like, and the physios were talking to him at that point after do you know what I mean? Very quickly after that when the runners came on. So, like, I have no idea. But, like George, I think you're being harsh saying he's been shit. He's still ranked top 20 in the league for a key forward.
It's too simple of you to say, well, he's not kicking enough goals, which he's not for what, we expect from him. But it's too far, I think, to say he's just been shit all year because he's done a lot of good things around the ground.
Oh, still ranked 20th. So you think what? Let's just say every team plays 2 key forwards. That's 36. 20 out of 36, right? So that's just over 50%, right?
Yeah. Look, I think
that's still okay. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, some people thrive and prefer no routine because it messes with them. I think we can almost confirm, there is no set routine for Harry. There is no structure to what he does. It's kind of like it's almost like he prefers to not have a structure in place with his goal kicking routine. It's always been that way, but for whatever reason, the last few years, it's really just started to come to to all of our attention because he's not kicking as many goals as what he was, and he's also seemingly missing some really easy ones or what we would deem to be easy for his standards. So I don't know. It's a long career. He's going to figure it out. Whatever it is, whether it's bringing in a coach or talking to the right person, but like it's just repetition. You just keep fumbling over and over again until you get there. Hey, Carlton made finals. It happened. We all thought for many, many years it wasn't going to, it happened. So it'll happen.
Mate, you've got to think of it. Cripps, before his Brownlow year, everyone said he was down and he was cooked. Like, even Lee Matthews, the great Lee Matthews, suggested that he may have been playing too much of a contested brand, that he'll never be the same again.
Yeah.
Right? Do you know what I mean? Like, players have down years, but I remember doing the show with you, Terry, and saying, still statistically, he ranks as one of the top 15 midfielders in the league. Like, it's just not as good as it usually is, but still pretty fucking good. Like, and it's the same. And just to confirm with the concussion, I'm not suggesting Carlton get a 100k fine. It happens a lot of times where a player has the incident before the actual official concussion. There would have been no reason to test it because you watch every spoil a player gets hit. And but you'll be surprised how often Paddy McCartan, watch his documentary about his first concussion. It happened in the first quarter and he didn't know. And then it was the third quarter where he had his first major concussion and went off. But the incident stemmed 45 minutes ago and he didn't even know it had happened, but it started the initial thing. So I think it's one of them wonderful things with Harry. It just makes no sense. Go back and watch the shot. He is literally aiming there.
His hips,
like,
it's
but his chest is facing. So it's like watching a golfer try and hit the first tee and he's aiming at the 18th green. And you're like, mate, where are you fucking aiming? Like, that just makes me think, was he slightly dazed or slightly not there? Because I don't know if anyone watched it. When he got hit from the chin and he's on the floor, we actually thought, because I watched it on mute, that I thought he was winded because he was like gasping for air and coughing. So I was like, he must have taken one in the sternum. And then suddenly he came out and he's like, like wobbling. I'm like, what the fuck? So I think that could be it's obviously bad. Do you know what I mean? Because at the end of the game, I've never seen anyone that bad. Like, he looked cooked.
Yeah. Original 1551 with the $5 says Dow in or sub. No AFL player that averages 5+ centre bounce attendances wins the clearances often. He does it at a 20% clip. High centre bounce clearance to CBA ratio for players getting 5 or more CBAs. Wow. It's quite the stat. We'll talk about Dow. We'll talk about selection in a minute. What I want to do next is talk about who was the unsung hero of the game. I'll start this time.
Oh, yeah. Come on.
Caleb Marchbank.
Caleb.
Unsung hero of the game. And so the selection team had a plan. They understood finals football, what would happen during the game, how contested it would be. And I think a bit of criticism last week was, it's a bit too tall, it's a bit too big. I think the way in which Marchbank just added another layer to our big bodies was a big advantage for us.
I think Marchbank definitely deserves the raps because 90% of people hated Marchbank in.
Yeah.
9% are liars if they didn't hate it in. And 1% is Terry, who loved it. So depends what category you are. There's a 99% chance though you weren't a big fan of it. No, I think that's fair, Terry. I think the selection thing. Fogarty, I agree with chat. They're being unanimous with Fog. I thought Fogarty was good. I actually really enjoyed Cripps's game. Like, I am team Captain Cripps, baby. I am all about fuck Hollywood Cripps. I
Yeah.
like this Cripps. This Cripps is
It's the mattress on the ribs, mate. It's
mate,
just he's battling.
mate, ugly Cripps. I'm all about this Cripps. This Cripps is the one that I want for the rest of my life. I want to hold it and I want to pet it.
Yep.
I love this because he's a leader, man. Like he
Yeah.
is leader Cripps. It's the final form. I love it.
Because he's still wearing the mattress on his ribs, we'll call it the mattress. Does that lead you to believe that it's like he's still playing with the cracked ribs? Like, are they cracked? Like, I find it fascinating that he's still got it on his body. Like, he must be really sore.
Yeah,
Or is that too much to speculate?
he's big and tough. I think Cripps has proven to us now. I mean, this guy, I'm pretty sure at this point in time, you'd have to kill him to not let him line up for this football team. And I'm all for it. Do you know what I mean? I'm all for it. The guy's superhuman. I mean, he's pretty much single-handedly beaten Brisbane, who were marching for finals, and we had David Teague as coach. So playing with ribs with a guy who can coach and a good football team might be fairly easy for this guy. I'd imagine if you ask Cripps, is this the hardest you've ever had to work? He'd probably laugh in your face.
True.
And go, you watched 2018?
And then I want to talk about Jack Martin. Given a 2-week suspension by the MRO. Tomorrow night is going to be a fascinating watch in football land because we've got to have the Maynard hearing. I think it's at 4 p.m. followed by the Jack Martin hearing. And man, if we get to 6 p.m. tomorrow, which by the way, we're going to do a watch along here on the channel. We're going to follow the updates. I find it really difficult, firstly, to see how it's graded as high impact. And the reason I say that is because Blakey was assessed right to play, and then played on and played very well. And to know that Michael Christian didn't want to put Maynard through the tribunal system, I'm not one to buy into conspiracy theories, Pommy, but the whole AFL is corrupt thing. It sat with me in a really weird way. Like, how can you not want to put one through the system, but put the other through the system?
Well, I mean, it's quite simple, isn't it? I mean, Michael Christian is a Pies fan.
Yep.
And one of them's a Pies player. And one of the players happens to be his direct rival, doesn't it, Carlton? I mean, I can't blame Michael Christiansen because if I was in that position, it would have been the other way around. Maynard would be on a life ban and Martin would be playing next week. I'm going to be totally honest. But it's a weird one, isn't it? I mean, I don't like the fact that any side is facing anything that's slightly 50-50.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? Like, so even Van Ruin, right? It was clumsy and reckless.
Yeah.
But like he got a week and that's an elbow. You can actually see that what Martin's trying to do, it's football related. Even Maynard, it's football related. If he had his time again, I'm sure both of them wouldn't do it. But to miss not just 1 week, but 2 weeks of football for that in his biggest game of his career, I don't like it. I don't like it. And I feel for Martin because he's got a clean record. Do you know what I mean? He plays hard. And Laura, if you're watching, do you know what I mean? I'll give you whatever you want if you let Martin off. Please.
So the way in which I think we go about it tomorrow is, I mean, we'll see. Firstly, one thing we know about the Carlton lawyers, you want to talk about a resilient club and a bunch of players on the field that just chip away. Our lawyer is relentless, mate, and so it's going to be a long, drawn out, methodical process. I'm so fascinated because it gets the mental, the nerdy legal juices flowing, and I love it. And I'm so curious what the angle is. What are we going to try and achieve? Are we just simply going to try and get the week? Are we going to try and change the grading? I think the impact grading is like the obvious one, from high down to medium or low. Is it careless? Is it incidental? Look, I get it. It all needs to go through the tribunal, though. All of these matters. Any head knock, I think, has to go to the tribunal. They've made that very clear. I know that some of them haven't. I know that Toby Green didn't get cited for punching Mitch McGovern in the nuts, which is probably just as, if not more dangerous than a head knock. So, now taking that all into account, it's all unfair and it's all imperfect. And that's just what it is. So that's that. And if we don't have Jack Martin, well, I don't give a fuck. Jack Silvani will come in and get a job done.
Do you know what I mean? It's going to be interesting what they do because, obviously they closed the loophole for what we got off on Cripps. So if you remember Cripps, we basically told the AFL that they'd used their own processes wrong in the wording and the technicalities of how they charged him. So by the letter of the law, it just basically got eradicated into thin air. However, now what they've done is they've allowed you to open that loophole if you can prove beyond reasonable doubt that there is a football application wrong. So I reckon Carlton will go the full hog here, right? And I reckon they'll try and get a total misgrading and try and get it totally thrown out, which is highly unlikely. I'd say it's 10%. It's a 10% likelihood. I'd say you've got probably a 50% chance of Carlton getting it down to 1, right? Of 1. And there's probably a 0% chance it stays at 2. So I reckon Carlton will go the full hog. Yeah. But you've got to. It's the last available time.
Yeah, I don't think it can be.
You've got to go all or nothing
here
because 2 weeks, who cares? If it's 2 weeks, it's 2 weeks. But
yeah,
it is. You've got to remember as well, chat, you don't like the phrase Football Act. It is an official phrase, though, in the AFL handbook. So it differentiates between an act of malice and an act of football. So Football Act being Maynard went to effect the kick, as opposed to what Keziah Pickett did in round 2, where the kick has always happened and he's clotheslined the player's neck.
It's such a flawed process too, because it mirrors the legal system, but in the legal system, you're not allowed to have such commentary on the outcome before the matter is actually heard. So I find it fascinating that we get John Ralph's opinion as soon as possible. He'll do it. He'll grade it. And then all of a sudden it's, we all talk about it before it gets heard. But that's what makes footy. And if anybody else wants to go down the route of Manny Costo, mate, you'll be gone as well. We don't tolerate that shit here anymore, mate. We're not stuck in the 70s, mate. So fuck around and find out. That's what I'll say on that. Anyway.
It's a weird one because you know what? I actually like what Laura Kane did with...
Well, she held him accountable, mate.
Because that was corrupt. I'm a firm believer that if the AFL is serious, and this is where I don't like what Laura did at this stage of the game. In finals, I don't think we should start changing anything. I think we should just keep the same thing. But I will say this. If there is a concussion and the club is serious about protecting the head, everything has to go straight for tribunal. It should be as soon as you're reported there is a concussion, post-game, if there is an act, whether it is deliberate, accidental, whatever, you should be instantly going to the tribunal to protect the club, to protect the entity. Because what happens if, say, the Brayshaw didn't? Let's just say, heaven forbid, touch wood, not putting this out to the universe, but let's just say Brayshaw can never play football again. And they just let it off. They just let it off and said, okay, he went in the air, accident, bad times. 10 years down the track, he forgets his wedding day, he forgets he's married, he's in a care home. The Brayshaw's gone sue the AFL. How does that look? Oh, you saw that happen. You saw him laying unconscious. Oh, you just let him off. At least this way, there is a paper trail of saying, look, we've investigated it. We've seen it's fried the games. We've thrown it through the protection. My fear is this, right? And this is totally tracking. Love Terry's thoughts and chat. There's way too much onus at the moment, I think, in the AFL put on protecting the player you're about to tackle.
Mm.
And I think you're going to run into a grey area if we keep condemning these people, that players are going to start growing up in a generation of, I'm going to be safe. I'm going to be safe. And that is when you are going to get someone killed. Going into a 50-50 and him being blasé and going, oh, I won't get my head taken off here because that's been stamped out. Like, it's, for me, it's, we get into an area for me, it's like a soldier demanding that all military use rubber bullets because they don't want their arm blown off. Like, it is a tough game. It is a tough game. And for me, if you don't want brain damage and you are really worried about brain damage, don't play fucking AFL. Go and play tennis.
Yeah, I do wonder what the mechanism is in place for players and signing some sort of a waiver or an acknowledgement of what I'm doing is fraught with danger and I accept that danger. But I think if you're the league, you've got to look at it from a bigger picture point of view. You've got to look at it from really, you've got to pick the lesser of two stress points. Is it the furor about the Collingwood fans because people are saying, well, what was he meant to do? Which on the other hand, what if he was at training? Would he have been able to get out of the way for his teammate that he was trying to smother? But there's that. And then there is, look at the landscape of the world. Look at the world games. Look at the world's leagues, particularly the contact sports, the lawsuits that are being filed in the US. Like, you don't have to be a brain surgeon to know that that is basically a message to you as a league that, hey, you need to have some sort of mechanism in place. So, Pommy, I think you're spot on. Whether he gets off or whether he keeps the 3 and Martin the same, all these situations need to go through a process, because in 20, 40 years from now, when these class actions may come or they may not, but if they do, you don't want to get yourself in a situation where, oh, Chris, I didn't want to put it through because he thought it was not in the spirit of the game. Like, what kind of derelict? I actually get to the point where I'm like, is he fit and proper to be the chairman of the MRO if he's thinking that way?
Of course he's not.
So why is he there? You know?
For me,
that's where I get.
Laura Kane is the perfect appointment, and most people don't like. Do you know what I mean? Like Laura Kane, because either she's a woman or my favourite one is she's not played football.
Oh, mate.
Good. The people I want making decisions where it affects the equilibrium of the team. Ideally, I don't want to have been inside an AFL dressing room with some kind of fictitious loyalty, because I'll say this. One of the arguments I've seen about Maynard that fucks me off is he chose to jump. No shit. Because when someone's kicking for goal, you better fucking jump. If we, let's just flip the script. If that's Patrick Cripps and Cripps doesn't jump and they kick over his head and go in a goal, I'm on this show going fucking mental saying, the fuck's Cripper doing, not fucking trying to smother it, right? And if Cripps does what Maynard does, I'm on the show saying, what's Cripps meant to do? He's got to protect the goal. Like, fuck the player. My issue is, though, with how the AFL goes at the moment, and it's so textbook, is Maynard does that, right? Do you know what I mean? Maynard does that, right? And suddenly we get this, but Maynard at the moment is doing some charity work and he's best mates with Brayshaw.
Oh, he went and gave him a bottle of wine in the hospital. And
it annoys me because, like, Bugs Bell's getting eradicated by it. But if that was a Carlton player, bet your ass to his barn dance, he'd be saying he should be let off, right? Correct. And anyone who knows football, the fact that 99.9% of all ex-footballers and current footballers have not chastised Maynard. Did I like the look of it? No. Does it need to be tested? Yes. It does need to be tested, because we're talking about it's bigger than Maynard. This is potentially, if you have what you have in the NFL, which was what, 9.2 billion is the payout they've had. They've had to rework every contract now, and that has made them increase the cap in the NFL because they've had to renegotiate salaries because they've added a clause now that if you get concussed and you have after effects, fuck you, right? If that happens in the AFL, there won't be a game.
Correct.
The AFL couldn't afford that. So we're now in a situation where we've got to get something in place. And that's what annoys me about the AFL. We shouldn't be in a situation where some people are saying 6 weeks, and that's why Michael Christian shouldn't be. You've got Carlton fans saying 6 weeks. You've got people like Swoop Luke saying Brayshaw should get 6 weeks for falling into Maynard's head. Right? Do you know what I mean? And then you've got people who probably are impartial saying it's a week, 2 weeks, or 0 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, it should be, for me, if we're serious in 2023 about concussions, one, we should all be on the same page and go, okay, this happened, 2 weeks. This happened, 1 week. The problem is it could be anything. Same with like Martin and Van Ruin, right? Martin, he's hit them here. And if you watch it in slow-mo, it is going to be shoulder and shoulder. He turns last minute, Blakey, right? Because he's trying to get the handball away. But at impact, when he leaves the ground, it's going to be shoulder-to-shoulder contact. But he's 2 weeks and an elbow to the chin is 1. That makes no sense, does it? And then we go back to GWS Essendon, where they square punched him and he got 0 weeks. And then the player who bumped him got a week. It makes no sense.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out tomorrow. What do we think, people in the chat? How long will the tribunal stream go tomorrow?
2 days.
So Cripps was 4 hours and 45 minutes. I actually don't think Maynard will actually go for 2 hours. I think Maynard will go longer. Has to, I think. But how long do you think it'll take tomorrow? Because I was talking about it with the Jumper Punch boys. I'm like, oh, what do we do? The Jumper Punch is at 7. The stream starts at 6. It's going to go for more than an hour for sure. So we were just curious. How long do you think it'll take?
Cripps was Cripps' first one. How long was that? That was an hour and a bit.
Can't remember, but the appeal was 4 hours, 45 minutes. Yeah.
Two. I reckon it'll be about 2 hours, the first one. So be about an hour and a bit. It'll be about the same as Cripps. So I reckon the Martin one will be fairly straightforward. 30 minutes.
You think so? I think our
I don't think it's a complicated one, is it?
Chip away. Because the AFL are trying to
the next one. The thing I don't understand is Collingwood aren't playing this week. So why is Maynard first? Like, you surely want to get the guys and girls who are playing on the Friday and the Thursday out now so they can start preparing for the game. Like, Maynard, he can take 9 days, can't it?
True.
It's fine. Like, whoever arranges shit at AFL, sort it out. It's not hard, is it?
Also, we would love a live stream of it. Like, as if we can't watch it. I think it's great. I think it's the perfect theater to watch, like to have us here with the actual stream in this stream. Oh, I don't know.
If Michael Christensen leaves there, you should have a word with Laura. Tell her I'll put my hand up to do the job.
I think his position is untenable if he doesn't. If he really didn't want to play.
You wait. If I get the job, everyone gets thrown out. Cripps will officially be able to bomb who he wants.
All in good fun. And you know what? It's just you know what it is? It's just we get so caught up in it, and then next week will be the next big issue. And that is the magic of the game. Like, we just get so caught up in everything, and then there's like the next drama or the next controversial act. Yeah. Anyway, we're alive. Now, Melbourne. Let's start talking about the Ds. Where do we start? Yeah, what are your initial thoughts on the Ds?
I like it. Call me sick. I'm not even bothered if Jack Martin's not there. Like, I'm excited. Jack Silvani, taking his role. Jesse
Oh,
Motlop.
you need players with heart. Nobody plays for the jumper. I will die on this hill. No one plays for the jumper like Jack. Nobody.
know what I
And
mean?
we got some passionate players, but no one gets the crowd like Jack. If he kicks a goal, it just hits different. It sounds different. It feels different.
I was watching him against Collingwood, and like honestly, I'm still shocked. It was the easiest money I've made all year betting Collingwood to beat Melbourne.
Yeah.
Like, it was always going to happen. Watching them what they did, getting it away from the contest, how we played this weekend, Sydney, we can do that. I reckon you're seeing with Melbourne. Melbourne remind me a lot of Carlton back end last year, that they've gone real centre focused on that inside mids. And I think that's where you can push them out wide. And that's what Collingwood did. And I think that we've got the players to do that. So I'm really excited about this one. Really excited about this one. I know a lot of people are saying Kennedy's coming in and things like that. I don't think you're going to see Kennedy play. He's never played forward under Voss until his first couple of weeks. So that'll be a huge risk. And I can't see Voss doing that. I can't see Voss trying anything in that. And unfortunately for Kennedy, in the midfield, Hewitt's numbers are dwarfing Hewitt's best years. So I think they'll go quick. That's how we beat them last time. And I think watching Jesse's been primed for that Martin role. Voss has swung him there. Jesus in the goal square, rotating. You thought the noise was loud when Dot kicked. Can you imagine when Jesus bangs one in? He runs to you lot in the cheer squad, giving it one of these.
Just hits different. It does. It really does. And I think what I've also learned in finals, you don't have to be quick, but you have to be clean. And Jack Silvani is clean. I think that's also a trait that I feel about Dave Cunningham. They're clean in congestion. Silvani's a smart player, and smart players thrive in finals.
Oh, mate, tell you what, Jesus is just the perfect player to bring in, and it's going to be great for him because he's been playing horribly in the ruck. Do you know what I mean? He's had that horrible moment where he's not doing what he's built to do. He now gets to play a full game doing what he's born to do. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Being forward in a final on a Friday night, 99,000 fucking people there, fulfilling his family lineage against Melbourne.
Yeah.
Fuck me. He's gonna love it, isn't he?
What else comes to mind with this?
Why the fuck is it a semi-final?
What do you mean?
6 teams left. Semi means one more before final. It's half a final. Still another 2 rounds to go. Why does the AFL name it the semi-finals when there's still 6 teams?
Yeah. Another Australianism that I can't explain. Just I don't make the rules.
I don't get it.
Yeah. I feel like it's pretty straightforward at this point. Sauce in, Mollop elevated, Harry out, and if Martin was to miss, Martin out. I think that's it.
And then Dow sub.
No.
No, Dow sub.
No.
No. Are you having a sub then? So if Motlop's in, who's sub?
Yeah. Either Kennedy or Fisher.
Ooh. Yeah, actually, Fish sub. Fish. Team BA.
Personally.
I forgot Fish was alive, to be honest.
Yeah. Either Kennedy.
Fish. Can you imagine it?
Played against them last time. Well, the other thing as well, last time we played Melbourne was that Walsh and Chera didn't play. So get a bit more of a boost there. Mate, got to show respect to the D's, but we can hurt them. I know I believe more than ever before. We can hurt them.
I like it when you believe, mate.
I always believe. What do you mean?
No, you do.
But I really believe this week. I really do. We're also wearing the white Guernsey again. And it's also going to be perfect weather for nighttime football.
Mate, I just feel Melbourne the team, aren't they? They're the team. The team that will like. I mean, you've only got to watch. If you watch, they have really bought into. I feel like they've bought in to that real contested brand, which is they've done the opposite of what we've done. We were demanding wingers last year because this is what annoys me. When you win contested ball in the corridor, you've got to get it on the outside. All the good teams do. And that's why we're seeing success the year. We can get it hard, get it out. Get the hard ball, get it out. That's the thing they've struggled. They've struggled since they've got rid of James Jordan, the boring winger, and they've tried to get creative with Rivers on there, real offensive, and they've brought in Ed Langdon, and then they use old mate Lockie Hunter. They don't have enough defensive craft there, and it's all one way. We've got that ability to go up and down. The flags, I knew once you said white jumpers, Terry, everyone would be like, we always lose when we wear white. Why
we don't always lose. No, we don't always lose with the white jumpers. We literally just beat Melbourne with the white damn jumpers. This negative energy, get rid of it.
No negative energy, honestly. Just
I saw him like the white cursed jumper. It's not cursed, mate. Get out of here.
That's why I love George. George has got it. The only energy you need to put out there is everyone who supports Melbourne, who plays for Melbourne, fucking melt.
Oh, Josh, well, right on cue.
Oh, no!
Right on cue.
Just stop it! Look, I told you, chat, right? You know, do you remember that 3-goal run, right? That was 100%, right? Where's my mate Gav? That was 100% on some people in chat who were fucking complaining. That was all 3 goals. None of them, they weren't Kemp's fault. That was 100% on the energies that the chat brought out. 100%.
It's the
fucking white jumpers.
Last week it was the rain. It's been raining.
Can I just say, if one of these footballers, and I don't care who it is, even if it's Charlie Kerner, if one of these footballers ever at the end of the game has the fucking audacity to go, oh, sorry, Gary, we tried out there, but it's just the white, I will demand we trade them. Like, even if it is fucking Charlie Kerner, if he looks at me with them sexy chiseled looks and says, it's the white Guernseys though, Pom, I will demand we trade him. I'll be like, trade him, get rid of him, don't want him here. Fucking, we'll be fine. We'll do it. The only bad thing about the white Guernsey is we've only half finished it.
What do you mean?
The monogram looks fucking horrible, doesn't it?
Oh, I like the outline.
Do you remember when it used to be navy? It just used to be all filled in. That looked nice.
That looked cool. Yeah.
This one looks like we've saved money.
Yep.
They were like, oh, it's going to be $20 per unit. And they're like, oh, fuck, that's over budget.
Yeah.
You do the outline for 10. Fuck it, do that.
Do we think we're going to get a bigger crowd for the D's this Friday night than what we got last week? 92,066, I think it was.
Yeah, because people... Well, actually, it's tough because Melbourne didn't quite sell out their ticket allotment, did they?
Mm.
But it's not their fault.
Did they really not?
No, they were still selling them well after us.
Wow. Oh, speaking of... How do I do this? I don't know. If there's anybody who didn't get a ticket, like actually didn't get a ticket, stay in touch. If there's anybody who did get a ticket and he's not going to go to the game, obviously you can message anybody in the Blue Abroad network, any of the podcasts or the shows, anyone that you're in touch with. Just let us know. We'll try and connect you to someone who's got a spot. It all happens very quickly. Like I get a couple a week. People just send their tickets, but it all just happens very quickly. So right now in this moment, nobody sent a ticket because nobody's not going. But yeah, if those situations do come, please get in touch. And yes, BA pin update. So the pins, some of you will already have them. If you're interstate, which I know I spoke to, I think it was Maya. If you're interstate, you're probably going to get them this week because it takes a little bit longer. If you want it before Friday, order tonight, honestly. So if you want a BA pin, order it tonight. I'll post it first thing in the morning, and it should arrive before the game on Friday. But yeah, thanks for getting around them. They look beautiful on your scarves this week. And Pommy, what we officially have this week is 17 energy everywhere around the stadium.
Fucking better do.
Yeah.
I want no miserable twats this week. Just everyone be happy. Everyone be happy and get through. No, mate, it's what, 3 more to go, mate. 3 more until them pins that you've bought are a bargain.
True, because they go up. If you're
$1.
not been around, the way the pins work is they cost $17 because we're just putting out 17 energy into the world. And then when we win the next flag, they're going to go up to $18. So in a month, they could be $18. Like, so you're just scoring yourselves a bargain, mate.
No, mate. We've got to get these badges. We've got to make sure we get everyone to the game. I implore everyone as well, if you've bought tickets and stuff and you're not going, make sure you give them away. Like, we've got good friend of the channel in the chat, Raymond. The guy's a psychopath for Carlton. Mental. Absolute mental case. So he missed out on tickets. I've seen a few other people who are mental who want tickets. We can make sure that you can be remunerated for cost value and that you can get people to the game. And also, I've seen a lot of people complain about tickets, and some people are making it look like you're trying to get fucking Taylor Swift concert tickets. It's really not that hard. But I propose this. So me and my mates, there's 5 of us, have a group chat where we trust each other, we share our membership numbers, and we do it. We do it together. So all of us log in, credit cards ready, and we just charge each other. So once we've got in, we can start setting up. I'm sure me and Terry, between us, if you're struggling to find time, you can do it. We can do it, and we can have a safe area where you can share your ticket numbers with each other. No one's going to steal it or be dodgy. Actual, like, proper thing. Because I think that's what's going wrong. I think people are overcomplicating it. And I think we need to start working together a bit more to help relieve the stress. Because I know it's hard, especially if you're a bit older. Do you know what I mean? My wife, she might be 37, but she's going on 87 with the internet. So I've seen her struggle to do some stuff as well. So I think we should maybe try and get that. When we win this one, maybe get a little group chat going where we can share the barcodes, tee you up with someone that can go and help you on the same membership tier so you don't miss out.
Now, also for tomorrow, we've got obviously the besties will be on at 5 o'clock. The tribunal stream will be on at 6 o'clock. The jumper punch, we're going to put it at 7, but it may overlap. Brad Pierce is the special guest. I've got the video, but like for whatever reason, the sound's not playing. But Brad Pierce is the special guest, which is a very good get from the boys. Pommy, I'm going to play the game, the Gridley game. Footy Grid. It's a doozy. An absolute doozy. So for anyone who's... it's actually great. For anybody who is not aware of this game, we like to do it on a Saturday morning, but we haven't been doing BA Saturdays because, well, I was extremely hungover on Saturday morning and whatever. So what we're looking for here is we're looking for rare players. The rarer the player, the better the score will be. So, for example, and we're going to need your help.
Played in the 80s.
Played in the 80s, we're going to need your help. But we actually have the best group of people in this chat to help us out. So basically what we're looking for is to fill a player in each square. So played in the 80s and played for Carlton, pretty straightforward. Played in the 80s, played for St Kilda. So somebody who's had a Rising Star nomination and also played for Carlton or St Kilda, but they don't have to have always played for St Kilda. So anyway, let's begin. Chat, and preferably those who watched footy in the 80s. Firstly, yes, original 1551. We love that. Chat, we need your help. We need the most rare player name who played in the 80s for the Carlton Football Club. I got no idea.
Where's John Holden?
Where's John Holden? Exactly right. Okay, so Kenny Hunter. Now, Richard, that's not a bad guess, but I feel like he'd be a popular guess. So we need like rare, like super rare.
Yeah, it has to be someone you'd like walk past in Coles and wouldn't have a fucking clue who they were.
Like, I think if you know a player who played like one game for Carlton, then left and went to another club, that would be ideal. So what do we got? Val Perovic, Richard Dennis. These are the types of names. These random ass names. Alan Mangles. Yeah. Well, Dave Kernahan. Johnny Holden. He's here. He's thinking. Oh, I like this. Phil Kokamelis. Oh.
Sounds like you've bought like a dodgy copy of an AFL game, and that's how they spelt Kudafides to get away with the copyright. So I'll take your word for it. I mean, I have never heard of him. Like, that's the AFL drop bear version to me. Ricky Nixon. That's a great shout, John.
Oh, true. Kokamelis was famous, says Stephen. Ricky Nixon played in the 80s and played for True, he played very minimal games for Carlton. Go with it. Oh, wow.
No way! What
Okay, so this is how you win. This is how you win. Your rarity score needs to be as low as possible, and you need unique players. So obviously, Kenny Hunter was a great shout, but only 0.39% actually picked Ricky Nixon today. So
that's a ridiculous shout.
That's what we're looking for. So I think we should try and get rid of the 80s people first, because these ones will probably bring everyone else into the game. So we need a St Kilda player who played in the 80s. Chat, like really random as anything. And like I said, someone who probably played minimal games and then went to another club. That seems to be a trick around it. Wow, that's a wild rarity right there. Ricky Nixon. Johnny Holden, mate. This guy.
Johnny Holden's just like the Encyclopedia Britannica of AFL, isn't he? Like, let's be honest.
This is an underrated comment right here. Most of them will be there. Okay. Ooh, Roman Burke.
The Burke dog.
I got a good feeling about this. No, guys. They've got to have played in the 80s. You're not getting it.
It wouldn't be a Carlton show though without Stocker or Casbolt getting a shout in there. To be fair, like, pretty sure Josh has done that just to wind me up. To be fair,
Roman Burke. I kind of like it. I like it.
Like that. I like the name. To be
fair, yeah. I like it. Oh. Doesn't exist. Oh.
What? Ever?
No, I mean, you see Rowan? Or is it Rowan? Is it Rowan Burke, Stephen? Rowan Burke. Okay, Rowan Burke. Let's go. Oh, wait. Oh, you can't go back. Wait. Rowan Burke. He never played for St Kilda in the 80s. Oh, disaster. Okay, we have to move on. Well, that sucks. You know what? We can almost leave this one. We have 7 guesses left. We don't have the opportunity to start again. We kind of do. Nah, let's move it. Let's move on. Okay, Let's do this, guys. Let's go here.
Where are we now?
We will go to. Let's go to North. Press give up to start again. Really? Is that how it works? Okay. Play again. Okay, great. Oh, see how it went up to 0.56? Okay.
I thought that was literally the best banter ever. If that was give up, then you couldn't have done it again. I was going to say that's quality by you, Aaron.
It was from Josh too, so you never know.
I was going to say that's quality by you, Josh. Like, I would have pissed myself if you'd done that. I would have been like, brilliant work, mate. I'm proud.
All right, let's do it again. Played in the 80s and played for St Kilda. Michael Young. Okay. Ken Sheldon for St Kilda. All right. Have a look. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you very much, chat. That's great. Okay. One more for the 80s. We need someone who played in the 80s and played at least one game for North Melbourne in the 80s. Oh, no. They don't necessarily have had to have played for North in the 80s. They need to have played at least one game for North at any point in their career. Andrew Demetriou. That's interesting. I couldn't tell you a single player who played for North in the 80s. Danny Murphy.
Quality centre midfielder for Liverpool, he was.
Danny Murphy.
Yeah. Liverpool.
Shane Warne. What? Ah.
I think they're talking about St Kilda. He was on their under 19s books.
Oh, okay. All right. We're past there. We need we need North Melbourne. Clarkson. Yeah. Tasmos. Rod White. Is this for North Melbourne? Danny played only one game. Danny who?
Tiger Woods.
Danny Murphy? That's what I'm talking about. Danny Murphy.
Elite from you, Mayor.
1980. Oh! I think we are the only people to pick this. That's what the unicorn is.
That's filth.
Yeah, that's filthy. Who was that? Stephen.
Steve, you are filth, my friend.
That is disgusting. I love it. Wow. The very first unicorn. So see how the rarity score doesn't go up? Because it's 0.00. Okay, great. Now we get into it and we're back. Everyone is on level playing field. So we need a Rising Star nominee who played at least one game for Carlton. But
I can help you with this, Terry.
How far back does the Rising Star nominee go?
Oh, Carlton's first ever one was something like 93. I think it was Ange Christou from my video. I did a video on Carlton's Rising Stars, but I can give you it. Aaron Joseph. It'll be like fuck all.
Aaron Joseph. All right. Yeah, I'll back you in on that. Yes. Very good. Very good. Yes.
Obscure Carlton shit. I'm your man.
Yeah. Very good. Now, look, while we're here, let's go somebody who was coached by Brett Radden, who played at least one game for Carlton. And we need I'm thinking like Marcus Davies type. I think that actually is the answer. I think that's the answer. Marcus Davies.
Go for it.
Let's just time. Like the rarest of all rare.
It would be, yeah, because the problem is, though, that you'd imagine Carlton players, because it would be impossible to find a St Kilda player that he coached at St Kilda.
Well, it's someone who he coached and also happened to play a game for St Kilda.
No, that's what I mean. Like, it would have been the other way around. Like they'd be so Carlton ones are going to be so obvious, aren't they? The Carlton team. Ideally, we need someone that was at St Kilda when he coached that played for Carlton. That would be the more obscure one, but I don't think there is one in his St Kilda's team.
Oh, in his St Kilda's team. Well, I'm going to propose Marcus Davies, and I will back myself in that would be under 1%.
Would it be as sophisticated though that they'd count his North tenure? Surely not. Oh, Terry!
I was like, what happened there? Okay, great. Okay, so now we've got to go. Which one do you want to do? Let's do it. Let's do Rising Star nominee that has played at least one game for St Kilda.
Who's got?
By the way, this is as good a start as you can possibly get, I think.
Rising Star knobs for Saints that are obscure is going to be tough, isn't it?
So they don't necessarily need to have gotten the Rising Star nomination while playing for St Kilda, but they need to have been nominated in their career. Did Nunes get one? I don't know. Brendan Goddard, yeah, that's not bad. But I see the thing with Goddard is that it's a popular name. Now, this is what I'm talking about right here. Jack Loney.
Loney.
Glenn, the game is footygrid.com. Jack Loney. I like that. Stevie Milne. Ben Long. I don't know if Longy got one in his first year. But I think we want to go back a bit. I don't know if we want anyone that's currently playing. That's the...
Well, no, you'd imagine anyone that was, what's it called, that was nominated this year would be off limits because
Jack Stephen would definitely be there, but he's pretty popular, no? I think Jack Loney... I know, I'm liking Jack Loney.
Would Hunter Clark, just because even they forget about him?
True. Ben Long got a nomination. Okay. That brings him into the equation.
Ben Long, yeah. I mean, you forget he's a footballer, don't you?
This is interesting. Okay, this is what we're looking for. A bit of experience comes to the table.
I'm trying to think who was like traded to Saints. Oh, Spider Everett. Mrs. Pom's favourite footballer of all time.
Spider Everett, hey? Yeah.
But he's like a cult figure, though, isn't he? Oh, he's just Mrs. Pom, like obscure footballers.
Yeah, he is a bit of a cult figure. I mean, we're looking for really anyone that's going to be like 1% or less. That's the standard at the moment. Mate, we've made 5 guesses and we've only accumulated 2.16 of a score, you know? Ooh.
Luca, is that Blake Acres? Are you on about? Because that would be a good shout. I'm just trying to think of someone who's traded to Saints because they've been shit at times. So they will have had like Carlton players that would be like second chance, third chance, fourth chance players that may have come out of the blocks for another club for a year, really good, got the Rising Star knob, but then you've never heard of them ever again.
Brody Atkinson. Atkinson? Blake Acres. I mean, yeah. Ben Long.
Yeah, Blake Acres. I reckon most people, like even St Kilda fans, don't believe he used to play for him. He's one of them players that you always forget. If you're more than 2 clubs, you always forget the first.
True, and he's played 3. Ali, who are you talking about here? Played fullback, number 1, traded from Lions. Who's that? Who are you talking about? Number 1 from the Lions? Huh? Wait. Have I missed something?
We've only just begun.
Oh, Brody Atkinson. He's right. Oh, Peter V. All right.
Can't wait for this to be like 99.2% and Terry lose it.
I know. Did Josh get me? Good boy.
Oh!
Very good. Very good. Okay. Very good. Very, very good. Had to be Ben Long. I mean, look, I'm happy. Anything under one, that's good. Now, a Rising Star nominee that also played at least one game for North Melbourne. You go from like the most relevant club to the least in one competition. It's fantastic.
Right. North Melbourne. Luca,
Jared Polek.
that's broken me.
Jared Polek, I think.
Oh. I'm trying to think of rising stars there at that
Peter
club.
Road. Oh yeah.
I think you Gocken and Gab. My head was actually thinking Aaron Mullet. I am sure on this show, me and Terry discussed, and I said something along the lines of, "He was a rising star 3 years ago."
Was he really? Was he a Rising Star nominee?
I'm pretty sure he was a rising star. I wouldn't be 100%, but that is the kind of shit I would say as well. I'm just going to say. I would 99.9% sure he got a rising star.
You know what?
In like his second year.
All right. I'm going to roll with it.
Oh, Molly!
Very good.
I
That's
love
very
you.
good. That's very good. Okay. Now it gets
I'm
fun.
pretty sure on this show, Terry, when we discussed him coming in, I said it was a good deal because he's a former Rising Star nominee, which is something I'd say. Like,
That is definitely something. The former Morris medalist, the former Rising Star nominee.
Oh dear, fuck me.
Okay, so now we've got to go to the final two. So somebody who was coached at least one game by Brett Ratton and somebody who played at least one game from St Kilda. So basically, did he bring anyone over to St Kilda with him? Oh, wait. What about the North players? He technically coached them this year. No?
Yeah, but does that count?
I don't know.
Like, does it count?
This is interesting. Jack Hayes, Alan Montgomery. Wait, Rats coached Alan Montgomery?
Gab is a genius.
Oh, but did he wait, was he coached by Rats?
Sam Rowe must have been there when Rats was there, wasn't he?
But did he play a game under Rats? I don't know if Rats actually played him.
Sam Rowe. Do you remember Sam Rowe versus Brody Grundy in the Rock?
Wait, can we confirm? Did Sam Rowe play a single game for us under Rats, or did he only play a game when Mick took over? That's the part.
God, yes. I'm just having visions of Sam Rowe going up against Bryce. Brody Grundy, fuck me, that was bad.
Stephen Dunlop. Yeah, I think he only played for Mick as well. I know he must have been on the list, but
look at some of the trash. You can tell how tortured we are as Carlton fans. Look at that. Fucking Aaron Mullet. Aaron Joseph. Shit the bed. We are tortured souls.
I like this. Ryan Abbott, one game, 2020 under Rats. All right. Peter V.
You know what? I'm gonna back you in. I'll open this up.
Love that. Wow, this is like,
You know what?
Ooh.
Sam Rowe was 0.61, so Raya Abbott.
Okay. So Sam Rowe did get coached by Rats. Okay.
We could have had Sam Rowe.
Peter V. That's elite. That's elite.
Well done, Peter V. There.
All right. Now, one more. So someone who was coached by Brett Ratton and played at least one game for North. So Jared Waite sticks out. I think Joe said Callum Coleman Jones. We need random as all hell. We can't get it wrong either. Okay. So Stephen Ploras, Evan Hewitt. Okay. Josh Gota. Yeah, see, this is the thing. I don't know if it's going to be updated. It must be. It must be.
I'm trying to think of someone obscure. We need like a Callum Moore type player that happened to come in.
The only person. Jack Hayden? Wait, no, Jack Hayden. No.
Oh dear. Still laughing at Sam Rowe. God bless it.
David Teague. Hey.
Gav, you're one of my favourites. Like, why? Like, come on.
Seriously, get David Teague. Wait, did Rats coach him? Rats took over, I think, in 2006 or 7. And I think David Teague won our best and fairest in, like 04.
Oh, dear.
It's on brand with like the PTSD. I don't think Rats coach Teague, but I know Teague won a BNF for sure.
I don't know. I'd argue when St Kilda,
smart guy.
When St Kilda, I remember St Kilda battering us when David Teague coached Carlton, so you could argue he did coach him.
So David Teague was gone, but I'm pretty sure Rats came in 2007, I think. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll get David Teague's out. What do we got here? Think Britain. It's got to be Blake Drury. Huh?
Yeah, but he's on North's list now.
Like, yeah.
And he's like got red hair.
You're going to say sorry to Ben. Sorry. But Mies is a ranger. I'm a little bit hesitant to do any North Melbourne players from this year. You know? Kane Ackland, did he play for North? And was he coached by Teague?
Oh, dear. Oh, Danny Howe. Even though he is on the list, it's one of them that you just probably forget about. You know what? Wait.
When did Rats coach him?
Danny Howe. North this year.
Fuck. 2023 North players do not work. Okay, that's what I was worried about.
Cheers, Luca. Someone's confirmed. Okay, so we'll just fuck off North Melbourne players this year then.
Yeah, that's great. Coached by Brett Ratton, played a game for North Melbourne. Is Jared Waite too obvious?
Yeah, because you'd imagine that would be the player that rings when you think of both clubs, isn't it? Can't imagine, fortunately for us, it's not our Joe.
Joe. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
In fact, Joe's got so excited he's added fucking
Whoa. Digby Morrell, 201 to 205. So when did Rats coach him? I'm thinking it's a player that he coached at St Kilda. Okay.
I'm just trying to think of St Kilda players, because if they've done like a pickup, like a delisted free agent, because they were when Ratton was at Saints, they were dog shit. So they were like picking players, weren't they, out of obscurity to try and make their list up.
Does Mason Wood count?
He played for North, did he?
Did he play for North?
Yeah, that's where he was, wasn't he? That he was a third tall forward.
Then he was coached by Rats at St Kilda, right? Oh, okay, that's my pick right now.
Oh dear.
Farron Ray, hey. But did he play for North?
Oh dear. You can't stop. Can't stop laughing. I reckon Mason Wood is like the obvious choice out of all the names that are there. Like,
is there?
That'll be like, I reckon,
True,
2-3%.
Yeah, we want under 1%. I mean, we've come so far. We've got a unicorn here. It's wild. No one else has picked Danny Murphy. It's just ridiculous. Daniel Harford, Mason Wood. Farron Ray played for North. Did he? Can we guarantee that?
I like how competitive Terry gets with this. He's like, this has to be fucking right. Don't lie.
It has to be right. No. If we're going to do something, we're going to do it properly. Hey, do we demand standards from our club? Well, then we should demand the same standards from each other. Okay. Ray was recruited by North Melbourne in 2016 rookie draft. Okay. Did he play a game for North?
Great shout.
Okay, but did he play a game for North? And when was he coached by Brett Ratton? Ali, the question is, we're looking for someone who was coached by Brett Ratton for at least one game and played at least one game for North Melbourne.
I don't mind that, Peter V. Danny Howe is that player that just everyone forgets was on their list.
Round 10, played under Rats this year against Sydney. Wait, it's Farron Ray? Farron Ray was picked up by North in the 2016 rookie draft. Okay, yeah, but did he play a game for North, and did he ever get coached by Rats? If so, when?
Yeah.
I don't think Farron Ray was coached by Rats.
It's quality. You've got to love it.
Yeah. We're doing like so well. Look at this. We're doing so well. He was definitely coached by Rats. So at St Kilda, that's the only place he would have. Let's have a look. Farron Ray. So when did Rats coach St Kilda? Yeah, he would have been coaching them. Yeah, absolutely he would have coached Farron Ray.
I don't like it. I like Danny Howe.
No, I'll tell you why I think Ray's wrong, because I don't know if he played a game for North before he left.
I reckon Danny Howe is
Danny Howe. I'm going to roll it. I'm going to roll with it. You know what? You live and die by the sword. So let's just confirm here. That means he played one game under Rats this year. Therefore, he was coached by Brett Ratton and played a game for North. I just don't like the fact that he's a player playing this year, because we're looking for under 1%.
just don't think anyone's ever heard of him.
Daniel
Oh,
Howe.
actually, wait. Before we do that, that is a great shout, Tom Campbell.
Tom Campbell?
But I'm trying to think, did he play any games?
Tom Campbell. On the list for St. Well, did he play for North?
Tom Campbell is what I was suggesting when I was saying we're looking for someone that was like a delisted free agent because he went across. He definitely played under wraps, though.
Tom Campbell?
Yeah.
100%. Did he play a game for North?
Yeah. 100%. He's played for North.
Fuck.
I like that. Ethan, I'm with you there.
All right.
Look, if it's over 1%, I'll get a tattoo of Plowman on my wrist.
Are we going for it?
Yeah, lock it in.
Oh. Nah, you just, went through did we go through the process? Yes, we did. We thought about it. We're not rushing. Yes!
0.64. I don't have to get a fucking tattoo. There's a win.
Our grid.
2 wins.
Hey, that is a remark. You know what? We get better at this. We get so much better at this.
Can I just say, Danny Murphy, absolutely amazing.
Oh, yeah. So we are the only people to pick Danny Murphy. That's just... So we're 94%.
My favourite thing about this grid is Aaron Mullet. This is a depression session if you're a Carlton fan.
Yeah.
Fuck me. Aaron Mullet.
Aaron fucking Mullet. Yo, everyone was under 1%. That's like that's how it works, mate. I'm gonna tweet this. Let's go.
Marcus Davies looks like everyone's first character on Grand Theft Auto.
Yep. What are we without spoilers? Oh. Is that us? No. Most popular. Okay.
I'm actually... Oh, Terry. Opportunity missed, bottom left.
There you go. Most popular. I think it's the best thing. I think it's one of the most fun things to do on any stream. I just love it.
I wish they'd do most... like the hardest, rarest ones.
Yeah, I kind of want the answers,
Like, even if they did it like 48 hours after.
Oh, the other beauty of what we just did as well is that because we played it now, there obviously won't be as many at 8 p.m. it resets, and we started playing after 8 p.m. So you got 23 hours till it resets.
Like, it's a shame that they don't do that. Like 48 hours after, you can see what is the least one. Because that Danny Murphy shout.
Yeah, that's just that's all time right there.
Can't believe you guys ain't giving any respect to Aaron Mullet. What a fucking player he was. Marauding off halfback, man. What are you on about, chat?
I'll tell you what, mate. That is just... I thought last week was really good. This tops it. I mean, we got a unicorn. Yeah. Well done. Well done. Now, the reason why I didn't do Gridley, look. See why I didn't do Gridley. It's lame. You got like an NFL player that signed. That sucks. I don't want to do that. I don't like it.
What the fuck is there an NFL?
Oh, wow. Look at this. Check out Caden McDonald play footy grid. That's cool.
That's really cool. Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
so
wow.
They'll give our Melbourne rivals a bit of love, but there's no love for watch Tez and Bob fucking average 0.3% played footy grid. Yeah, cheers footy grid. Fuck you.
You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do a footy grid stream, and we're just gonna go for hours and hours. That's what we're gonna do. Like, not tonight, but we're gonna do it. This is great because this one you can go back in the dates and you can play the old games. This is great. Oh, mate, this is fantastic. This is
Kevin
absolutely
Sheedy.
fantastic. Look at this, mate. Oh, great.
Coached
Oh,
by
look at
Ross.
that one. Wait, let's just remember this date. What was the date of this one?
Look, that coached by Voss and chat just filling up Liam Stocker.
Yeah. This, ladies and gentlemen, is your off-season content. Lock it in. We will go for hours.
I'll be offended, Peter, if they don't. Like, Aaron Mullet, I'll interview Aaron Mullet. What an icon.
Yeah. Wait, what about this one? Let's do this. This sucked, but like, let's do it. For anyone that wants to hang around. Otherwise, good night. Go Blues. Guess the player.
Decent neck, shit hair.
Like Blakey neck?
It's got Blakey vibes, hasn't it? His neck.
It's like a goanna. It's like
it's got Blakey vibes. It's got
not Blakey.
King's got quite a profound neck, but it's not the hair.
Is it Callum Mills?
Mills' hair. Shy Bolton. I look more like Shy Bolton than that guy does.
I'm gonna start out. We'll start with Mills. Let's see. Okay, good. Okay, so this is how it works. Check it. Green in any column indicates a match. Yellow in the team column indicates the mystery player's team shares
Okay,
one
so
or
either
more.
got
of the
white
colours.
or red.
White or red. It means the
State?
yellow with the state means a bordering state, so Victoria or Queensland.
Well, that fucking helps because like Australia borders every fucking state, doesn't it? So
yeah,
definitely a mid.
Definitely a mid. Debuted after 2016, taller than 188, and within 3 years younger of 26, and jumper number above 14. Okay.
So it's either white or red. So we're looking at who plays
Doggies.
in white. Dogs. We've got what? Collingwood.
Suns.
So every fucking team apart from Carlton. So he's not a Carlton player.
He's not a Carlton player. You can do this for legend too. And a midfielder.
Can we see the ugly guy again?
No, it can't be Ben King, Paul, because Ben King's not a mid. Yeah, we can. So it's a midfielder that looks like this.
Who lives in a house like this? That is a fucking fuck silhouette. And he's tall.
Well, yeah, taller than 188. So we're talking at a mid. That's got to narrow it down. And younger than 26. Libba, Oliver, Aaron Mullet.
How good would it be, Gav, if it was? That would be just fate, wouldn't it? If we play this game and then just out of nowhere it's fucking Aaron Mullet.
Well, it can't be Ryan Clark because it doesn't play for Sydney. Because this would have been green if it was Ryan Clark. Setterfield. Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's because if you go like 14, so that over 14, that cancels out Clayton Oliver because Clayton Oliver wears number 13, doesn't he?
Luca, that's filthy.
What did he say? Hold him!
Whitfield, Tyler Brown, Noah Ainsworth, Rochelle. It's just not Ed Kerno. I don't think it's Ed Kerno.
Debut after 2016.
So we're talking like the 2016 draft onwards. Could be Tyler Brown. All right.
That is a good shout because Tyler Brown has got a cooked neck.
Oh,
Also,
wish
shout
somebody
out Lemon Pop Animations for the cartoon. She did a cartoon of you
she did. You want to watch it?
as well. I watched it today and I commented on my one. It's very good. I've
see it?
enjoyed it immensely. Very
Let's look
humbled.
forward.
I am now a cartoon chat. I can retire a happy man.
All right, one more thing before we go.
Tyler Brown, absolute. Honestly, whoever that was.
Okay, so check this out. A great Carlton fan. Lemon Pop Animations. Everyone go to Lemon Pop Animations on YouTube and subscribe. Let's just watch Pom first.
For the love of my life, oh Charlie Curdo, I'll let you bang the one, oh Charlie Curdo. I want curly hair too. Car blues.
Pommy.
It's the dream. It's the dream.
That's so good. And then she made me this one. I love the jawline. Go Blues.
That's quality.
That is great. All right. Well, anyway,
an absolute mammoth beer show for you tonight. You've had 3 hours of us.
True. There's your Kool-Aid, people. There's your Kool-Aid. And get around Lemon Pop Animation. So she makes art through animations. So thank you very much for that. All right. That's us. Big day tomorrow. Starts at 5 p.m. with the besties. Then we've got the tribunal. Then we've got the jumper punch. So see you all tomorrow. Pommy, thanks again for the ratings, mate. They were fucking brilliant.
My pleasure, team. My pleasure.
Go Blues.
Peace. Go.